Hello guys, it's NerdKid here, and welcome to my first Rainbow Six Siege tutorial video. In this video, we're going to be featuring Rook, a beginning player's starter pack. What led me to making these kind of tutorial videos was, well, I got this Pro League skin, and ever since I had it on, I've been clutching a lot of 1v3 situations, which led to clips, and which led me to saying, fuck it, I might as well make a video out of it. And so, this is how you play Rook in Rainbow Six Siege. Rook is a free armor, 1-speed operator. This is what's known as an anchor. If you don't know what an anchor is in real life, well, it's the hook that sticks down the sand on a ship, so that the ship sticks in the same place. This is the same case in Siege. Anchors are supposed to hold down the objective and prevent attackers from pushing the objective and for them to get the dub. You do not want that. This is what anchors are for. Anchors are important in the game because, well, if you have too many roamers that are outside of the objective, you have too much flexibility and then the attackers can just rush in with no ease. Rook's gadget is a box full of armor plates for your whole team to pick up. Not only does it allow more defense, but it also allows them to go to down but not out mode every time, unless it's a headshot. What about Rook's weapons? What does he bring to the table that can keep those darn attackers out of the sight? Well, Rook actually has a lot of good options, starting off with the MP5 SMG, the P90 SMG, and the ESG shotgun that the French uses. And the secondaries include the French high-cap P9 and the revolver. A lot of weapon options to choose from, but the biggest one here is the MP5. Why is it so popular? Well, to kick things off, the MP5 has a 30-round magazine with decent damage and high rate of fire, and it has a cog on it. So, for professionals, some may call this the best SMG in the game, even after its damage nerf a while back. But why is the cog so important? Well, since you're anchoring, you're going to need to peak tight angles, like I'm doing here. But, which leads me to my next point, peeker's advantage. Take this clip for example. Let's just say I'm just holding this angle for a very strong minute or so. And if an enemy picks around there, I'll have the upper hand, because he didn't know that I was peeking that angle. And so I'll kill him very easily. But what if it was the other way around? Well, if I peek, I will die. That's simple. Got it? P90 on the other hand has a lot more kick than the MP5, but with a higher cost of a high magazine. This is pretty much used for pre-firing, but what's the point of pre-firing when the damn thing is just going to kick everywhere? This is one reason why you shouldn't use an ACOG, because if the damn thing has a lot of recoil, then it's just going to spray everywhere and you're not going to hit your target, and then Peeker's advantage is not even close to a thing anymore. So I really recommend you don't use the P90 for any other situations, but I had to cover it if you really wanted to use it, so here it is. If you really do want to use the P90, however, well, just run any close range sight. Holographic is used for like acquiring your target more, and reflex is just for precise your target, and red dot, well, that's just a meme at this point. Just use anything, even use red dot if you want. And I usually like to ride it with a muzzle brake and a laser sight, because if you want to meme on them, just hip fire them. In this clip, you can see how precise that hip fire is. Of course, that's only like, it's way easier in PC, but this is Xbox, so heck yeah, who cares? Then there's the shotgun. Unless you're having fun, I really recommend you should not use this thing, because you don't have a secondary that can act as a primary. So I really do not recommend doing this at all. For secondaries, the French high cap is probably going to be your pick, with its low recoil and high magazine. It can be really good for finishing off targets, or if you ran out of ammo in your primary, you can definitely do it with this gun. It can really get the job really easily. The revolver is usable, but I do not recommend it for new players because of its high recoil and the low magazine. So this is the same situation with the shotgun, just play it for fun, otherwise just play at your own risk. Alright, time to move on to Rook's gadgets. What should you use? Impacts or deployable shield? If it's bomb, use impacts. If it's anything other than bomb, use deployable shield. However, there is some cases into using impacts on bomb, or at least any other site. In this clip, I'm playing secure area, and I'm out of sight. This may be a bad example, but sometimes it can work, roaming with Rook. So, what impacts are usually for is for like making rotation holes to have access to both of the bombs at the same time. But for roamers, this is a different story. For roamers, you're supposed to use impacts to make escape routes, or at least make some surprise attacks. Like, I could probably throw an impact on a wall if the enemy's like right in front of me, so that the enemy thinks I'm going for the hole that I just made, and then I come for the same way that he was trying to peek through, and I kill him. In this situation right here, I used an impact that would make a rotation hole through bathroom into piano room. This is a good thing, because now you have more flexibility. So you don't have to run through stairs, nor the hallway that I'm in right now. Instead, you can just run through bathroom. So you have a lot more escape routes. Of course, you should not do this at all. You should obviously anchor with Rook. You should not roam, because free anchors cannot roam at all, because they're really fatter than a cheeseburger with 9 hamburgers. It's literally impossible, and anyone can hear you from a mile away. So I really do not recommend doing this at all, even if impacts are used on this thing. I really recommend you shouldn't do it. Don't do it. Just don't. It's like doing drugs. You don't do drugs at all.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Camera deployed. Loading new magazine.
No time to waste.
Shell, team.
Adding mine.
Swapping mags.
One friendly operator remaining. One Op 4 remaining. Friendlies victorious. Hostiles eliminated.